Hi, welcome to another episode of Darkling's Artcast with Jupiter Darkling and Chrysus Darkling. Today we're discussing AI. And my point of view is that AI images are exactly that, images, not artwork. Art is created by humans. AI images is basically just stolen artwork, all mashed together to create a new image, not an art piece.
Yeah, and one thing that is different from illustration is an art is art's got emotion and feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So if illustration is created by a human and that's illustration and not really art, what's AI when it steals and scans the world basically to like create this image?
Exactly, because you have a lot of people on, I noticed, Instagram, that they call themselves AI artists, which I think really kills the point of being an artist, because an artist is someone who spent years honing their craft and really perfecting their skills, and they just put images, words into a machine to then create an image and then call it an artwork.
So again, get back to the topics that we've talked about before: caveman art, expression of the times, and or you could say that that's AI now. It's human intelligence that's created AI to create this art, and that's what captures the world now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not because art is that. It's not. It's a different. Because AI can't think off the top of his head. It's got to steal.
Exactly.
So it's not really intelligence. Intelligence is. That's what separates it. A human can and is capable of creating something from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And them things are stolen with the AI.
Exactly. It is, what I find a lot is that a lot of people, and this really gets to me, you see this reel and you think, it's going to be an interesting reel. You click on it and then you have 2 seconds of a reel and then it switches to so-called AI art of a person. And you're like, no. That is not an image created by a human. That's an image created by a machine, because you can clearly see there's some robotic plasticness about it.
Also, there's faults with it, because I tried it myself and I created like images of like artworks of band music, and they've got 3 arms playing the guitar, or the guitar is like, it's got where the frets are, it's got 2 of them, and
Yeah.
or 3 legs, and there's some, and it's so cool, and it also has got faults with it.
Definitely.
And artist faults are literally the nose is off because it's human.
Yeah.
And AI, the mistakes on AI are more extreme than human in that way, because faces are so hard to paint. It's easy to get the nose off, or the eyes are off, and AI seems to capture the basics. Like, we would not add a 3rd arm, but AI does. And
Exactly.
it's stealing it, and everyone, people don't realise. An AI artist, no, you're a human being encouraging AI. Sorry, but if you're going to be an AI artist, don't take credit as a human.
No.
You've literally got to, if you're going to do that approach, because it's out there, so you've literally got to, I think, in a way, the only way it works is disguise yourself as a human and make the AI the thing, the person. Even though, again, it's all about stealing work and this and that, but why are you as a human saying I'm an AI artist? It's cheating, and a lot of business people are doing this. They can't create art, so they create AI art, sell it, people are buying it.
Exactly. There was this one musician that I used to like when I was younger, and I'm not going to name names. And to be fair, she was a really good artist. She made a book and everything. She has her art book in there, and it looks amazing. I've been personally very inspired by the work that she created, by her music, and as well as her book and her drawings. And suddenly she switched to AI art, claiming it was her own personal art that she created in Procreate. But you could clearly see it was done by AI. And personally, that breaks my heart, especially when a talented, gifted artist turns to something so cold when they have the skills themselves. But I think an AI artist should not even be the term. It should be an AI image maker who is okay with stealing the artwork of other people who created images that they worked really hard for to actually put into existence.
Same thing, it would be like creating AI in poetry and Shakespeare, and imagine like stealing, which I'm guessing that goes on as well.
Yeah.
Because these bot chats that happen and students are doing university work based on AI essays. Exactly, because there's tools, I think, from what I know on universities, they can do something where they can basically scan it to see if it's AI.
Yeah.
Now, that's plagiarism. You know, exactly. Before AI, that's plagiarism.
Yeah.
So they're doing all these things now, and how can you trust a uni student in that way now?
Yeah.
But AI and technology is going to get so advanced, probably universities won't be able to find out if it is or not.
Yeah.
And AI is fascinating what it can do and how it's come so far, but what is the point of it in that way? We're showing off what humans have done, we're passing on our skills in your robots.
Mm-hmm.
Our intelligence has created an artificial intelligence, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
But that could be seen as an art technique alone, because we're passing things on to robots. But why are we doing that when we've got a human touch? That's why it gets cold. And it's nice to have them skills, but I think there comes to an end on that.
Yeah.
You've got to have humanity on that. And I think there's got to be some sort of different category. But when people are cheating essays, because that's what it is. It's like, now, if you're at uni and you've got an assignment to do, and you know you can't do it, but you're at uni, and there's somebody that you know, a friend, family member, that is that they're really intelligent. Now you say, right, you write the essay for me.
Yeah.
It's not cheating.
It is.
So AI, the scary thing is people can just do this and just do AI, and it's the same with art. It steals all that work, and that's the same with essays. The reason why AI can be so fluid and warm with essays, and you can ask it to describe a famous person, and it sounds like a human's done it. It's so hard to tell, and that's what's scary about it. With art, the same. Why? It's so cold. It's stealing. Whether it's writing an essay, it literally I could be wrong here, but what I heard about AI when it wants to write an essay that you want it to write, literally scans every digital piece of word ever written. I don't know how far that goes. I don't know whether that's text messages, private messages, but everything that's published, it steals everything from it, and that's why it's got a brain to think.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so fluid and so warm and so accurate.
Yeah.
And it's the same with artwork, but the thing with artwork is, it's so fluid in language. But intelligence, again, what was on about in another podcast, that intelligence, it will give a human 3 legs, but yet it can be in language so accurate, describing a celebrity.
Yeah.
Or an essay, to write an essay. It's perfect on that, but it's not perfect in art. So again, what's the ultimate intelligence? So we're living in a world where we've got intelligence, which academic is seen as like, oh yeah, ultimate intelligence, it's valued, that's what's work skills, that's what's applied, that's what's valuable. But art, oh no, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yet why is AI struggling with art? Why is it giving people 3 legs, 3 arms, 2 heads? Why is it struggling with art visually?
Yeah.
But yet language, it's so fluid and fluent.
Exactly. And not to go on a little bit of a tangent here, but I'm not a fan of South Park, but I recently saw this episode where one of the characters wanted to talk to his girlfriend on text message, but all he did was send thumbs up. And then another character got with someone else, and he would send these long, elaborate text messages, and she felt very special. Turned out he used ChatGPT, or whatever it's called. And that's also an AI.
That's what it was all about with the language thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then this character, I think it was Stan, he started using ChatGPT to talk to his girlfriend, Wendy. And to make her feel special and stuff, instead of thinking for himself. And my point is, we have become so reliant on technology, so reliant on AI to do the thinking for us, that we're losing that human touch that we have, the human sincerity. Everything is now done by machines.
So as in business, like everything's like automated, this and that, and they always say, just write a handwritten letter. So Etsy's known for that. They'll post a little note, handwritten, personal touch. So that's still acceptable in that way. Now, just before AI, that was happening then. AI is recent. What scares me, what you just said there, is people now are having to rely on AI to express them sort of things to partners, whatever, family members, whatever it is. What's scary, AI's got its faults.
Yeah.
It's more fluid in language than art. Art's got its faults still. Just said that. But one day it's going to correct. It's going to get good at art. But again, what's more intelligent? Why is it so easy and fluid in language, but yet so hard in art? But yet, as a society, art is looked down on as, well, no value, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, academic is more valuable. But why is AI struggling with art? So, people are expressing the love for people through AI. AI is new, it's still got its faults. What's going to happen in 10, 15, 20 years' time?
Exactly.
Where are you going to trust your partner to write that? Because it's going to get, in 20 years, it's going to be probably magical.
Yeah.
It's going to be to the point that it's just come out now, and what is it going to do then? It suddenly seemed to come out, AI, and it's out there.
Yeah.
When I was at uni back then, there was we watched this video, and it said that technology is going that fast now that 10 years ago, what we do in a year now is 10 years of technology.
Yeah.
Yet 10 years ago, it was like just 1 year's worth in a year. Now, in 1 year, we can do 10 years worth. It went that fast, and it's growing that fast.
Yeah.
Years ago, I remember there was on about it's not out yet as far as I know, but we had this, and Apple phones, tablets was only just coming out then. Yeah, back then, and I saw it myself on TV, and there it was like paper in these plastic jelly wallets that you store files in.
Yeah.
And you can bend it. Yeah, you can write on it digitally. As far as I know, it's still not out yet.
Yeah.
So technology is always more in front than it really is.
True.
And that's what's scary. If people are doing that now to express love, what are they going to be doing then? Because where's human and society going to be then? Yeah, it's fascinating we've got technology, but where is it going to go? And it's funny, innit? Humanity, the way dating's gone now and stuff like that because people are all swipe left, right, this, that, that's got so cold.
Yeah.
I just heard the other day, people now are going back to the bars. They're going back to what used to be the old-fashioned way.
Exactly.
Because they've got so sick of technology ruling that people are just so casual, swipe left, swipe right.
Yeah.
But again, what's done that? Technology.
Yeah.
And again, technology has got its advances, but it's got the beauties in the way that, yeah, you can find somebody that not on the doorstep that is going to be your match.
Yeah.
And that's where AI is going with that on that. It's going to be the same thing with dating thing now. It's going to be, have you wrote that or is that AI?
Yeah.
And that's sad.
It is, and for those who don't know, we met each other on Instagram, and it was by pure chance. There was no dating site, no swipe left, swipe right, or whatever. It was just by pure chance. And people are craving that again. Because I've known quite a lot of people who would use dating sites and nothing would work out, even though by the algorithm they should work out. There's only one couple out of like 10 that I know that actually worked out. But then again, I'm out of contact with them, so maybe they split up in that time, I have no idea. But for the time being, they moved in together and everything. And by the algorithm, you should be a perfect match, but what a machine cannot predict is chemistry.
So the same again, like how we met is, it's like the old-fashioned bar thing. It was not on dating sites. A lot of dating sites get you to pay this and pay that because you're desperate to find someone. That's it. The case with us, it was by chance.
Yeah.
That's why technology is fascinating, because we could have met in a bar, but we never would have done. And it was the internet way, the new way, and that's where the technology is fascinating on that.
Yeah.
Because are you really going to find your soulmate on the doorstep sort of thing, and for us, the chances of how we've met is so slim, and it just happened.
It did.
And that's where, because we weren't dating, not saying that everyone on dating sites are desperate, but we was not looking. It just happened. It's no different to, you can walk into a bar and find your soulmate.
Yeah.
It's still no fashion way that we met. The beauty about technology is we would never have met.
Yeah.
And it was just an extension of reality in that way.
Yeah.
Because it was a natural thing that how we met. It was just, I happened to do what I was doing, you did. We made that decision at the time and we met.
Exactly.
So that's why technology, without that, has got beauties.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to reach out into the world. Back years ago, if you wanted to communicate to a celebrity, you had to write a note to them.
Yeah.
Or, and now you can just message them, DM them.
Yeah.
Right, chances are they won't get back. Some do. But that's the same thing with us. It's that reality we'll never have met each other.
No.
That's where you've got to thank technology for that, in that way. That's where the world is your oyster. As I think we say in Britain, I don't know elsewhere, but you've got to be grateful for them things. But it was so natural.
Yeah.
You made, and again, it's all boils down to a decision. You made that decision to make that post. I was searching at that time for a similar thing, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
And really, when you look at it, it's no different to a bar. It's just on the worldwide scale.
Exactly, and that's where I feel like AI is kind of ruining things right now. Not just in art terms, but also in terms of like essays and meeting people. Because everyone is so reliant on algorithms that they all forget the humanity in it. Like, an essay will not be the same if a person wrote it. Because if a person writes it, there's a human touch to it, a human error, a human feeling. And same goes with an artwork. An artwork is a human feeling. AI is cold, really cold. And same goes with dating sites. When you go on a dating site, you rely on the algorithm to find you the perfect partner, but you cannot fake chemistry. Chemistry has to be there. You have to gel together. And if you don't, no machine is going to fix that.
And that again, so a lot of artwork, so going back to the art thing again, it's that a lot of art is still in that way, inspiration.
Yeah.
They take some of it, but they don't copy it in a way because that becomes plagiarism.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't get AI. It's literally plagiarism. It can't take something and steal it, but translate it and do it in a different way. It can't do that. Whereas a human man can. They can look at an artwork and think right, I'm going to steal certain things of that. Mm-hmm. Because in a way, that's inspiration in a way.
Yeah.
And that's where it's inspiration.
Exactly.
and artists grow from that, and then that artist could look at that artwork and think, right, I'm going to take elements of that, apply it to mine, do my own thing. That artist could become big, famous, one day impacts people to the point that one day a new artist looks at that, does the same thing, takes inspiration. It's the nearest to stealing, but when a human does it, it's plagiarism and stuff like that. You literally can't steal. You go to court for that, and I don't get why AI ain't got this court system in that way. It's bizarre. Inspiration is different. You convert things.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn as an artist, because you look at how other people did whatever, and you convert. AI is not. It can't. Although it's artificial intelligence, exactly, it's got limited. It can't take something and then convert it. It's just got to throw things together, and the intelligence on that is it throws it all together.
Yeah.
But it's all stolen pieces, and that's why it's got its faults, especially visually. That's why you got 3 legs on a person, or 3 arms, or 2 heads.
Oh, exactly. And there's this one so-called AI artist, or as I like to call them, AI image makers, who I fell for because they make the sparkly pink ghosts. And I thought it was a legit drawing. I clicked on it, and I immediately saw when it was bigger, no, this is not a drawing, this is AI. And they so probably call themselves AI artists, but I could immediately see some recognition of some artists that I actually follow on Instagram, and I'm like, that's not right. Because they stole elements, they stole actual visualizations of artists that I like. And everyone's praising them. There's people that I follow following them, even though a lot of them claim to like unfollow all AI people because that goes against what I believe in. I'm like, well, stick to your word then, because AI is not art. AI is cold.
So again, if you're this AI artist, as you called, I love how people say that. I'm an AI artist, and isn't that the equivalent of saying I'm a plagiarism artist?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because we used to steal off humans. Exactly, when it was stolen, there's difference, fan line and stuff like that, I get that. But when the courts found that you steal it, that's plagiarism.
Yeah.
So AI is that. So why are they calling themselves AI artists when there's literally a license to steal it? But because the human mind had stole it, that makes it alright. But then the AI is doing the work, not them.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they also mix up smart business. It's like, oh yeah, I'll sit back. It's smart, take the money in. It's plagiarism on so many levels.
Yeah.
To the fact they can literally say, I'm an AI artist. Would an artist out there, has anyone, and listening to this, ever found somebody says, I'm a plagiarism artist? But plagiarism relates to a human stealing it.
Exactly.
So maybe, is it the world of courts and laws that need to change? Because all it takes is a change. All it needs is the courts to say AI artist is plagiarism.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is, but obviously plagiarism is wrong and it's lazy and it's whatnot. So if somebody was to outright say, I'm a plagiarism artist, go to court, well, they'll get done for it.
Yeah.
But somebody can say, I'm a AI artist. That's all right now.
Yeah.
Why? Because the courts have got nothing for it.
No.
So isn't it down to the courts now to put something for it?
You would say that. That would make a lot of sense.
Well, if that was the case, if they do that, that's where it's plagiarism with the abuse of technology.
Yeah. Because like you said earlier, inspiration is different. Like I used to...
But, sorry, interrupt, but plagiarism takes more effort as a human to steal.
Yeah.
AI is even lazier than that.
True.
which sounds more of a crime.
It's true. The point I was gonna make is like when I was younger, I would like look up reference photos. Like I would pick photos of my favorite musicians. They would have a certain pose in that photo. I would copy that pose, but made it my own artwork. That's inspiration. I would look at a certain artwork and think, I love those colors. I would make my own artwork with those colors. That's inspiration. You're not copying something exactly point by point. What AI does is like it takes two images, for example, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or however many, and mash them together into one new image, but you can all retrace the images. Because I remember seeing some artists on Instagram saying like, here's an AI image. This part of this image is my artwork. Here is my artwork. See? See what it is? See what it is? My signature is even there on it, deformed. And that's plagiarism.
So all that is like, yeah, people like steal things and stuff like that. It's inspiration. It's kind of, you've got to create the art. You've got to take something from something to create something. And that, mentioning no names of a band, but one of my favourite lyrics of all time is that every artist is a cannibal, every poet is a thief. They all can kill their inspiration and then sing about the grief. And I think that's like, that lyric is fascinating.
Yeah.
Because that is about inspiration in that way. But AI has gone beyond that because it literally takes... But artists, if you're an AI artist, I'm sorry, you should create this robot artist to sell that and give it a personification or whatever. You've got to give it a character. Don't let it be a human. That's where it should go in that way.
Yeah.
If it's going to go in that direction. What is weird and lazy is that a human, I'm an AI artist. No, but it's that lyric I said there is literally all about inspiration sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because these is thing that, you steal from others, but that's inspiration.
Yeah.
You steal an idea and...
Make it your own.
But that's human.
Yeah.
It's human. Because if not, it's plagiarism.
Yeah.
You don't copy it. You just take an idea, do it your own. Mm-hmm. Same with fan art. You create the piece that you want to create.
Yeah.
But if you copy it, it goes to court.
Exactly.
Exactly. But AI, for some reason, because it's a robot doing it, but then you've got human doing it. And that's why, to me, that's the crime. It's like, why is a human doing it? Why is a human letting a robot steal? And then you take that from the robot, but you are selling it as a human.
Yeah.
You're even stealing it from the robot that did it in that way.
No, that's
technology
exactly true.
that created it. You're stealing it from them.
Yeah.
And then profiting because the robot, the bot, whatever it is, has no value of money. You're profiting from that. So even that's weird. That's another. I think the courts have got to go on it.
No, I fully agree on that. It is a weird thing, AI. I remember this video game. I don't remember what the name of it is, but I remember it vaguely. It was on a spaceship where AI took over. And it is scary because there are certain elements going on right now in life that do so, because I remember this article, and honestly I don't know if it was real or not, but I think it could be real considering how advanced technology has become, that Facebook had this AI program that was creating its own language to communicate with another AI interface. And again, I don't know if it was real or not, but I would believe it because technology grows so fast and AI is being fed so fast that I do see it as a possibility.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw real once, and this little mini robot, it was in some sort of museum, and these robots was packed up, and this is like pure loose what I remember. But these other robots was packed up, and it conned the other robots to follow it.
Yeah.
And it's just scary. And it I can't remember what the goal was, but there was something, but it was scary. The other robots was following it.
Yeah, it reminds me of this reel that I saw as well. There was this guy who implemented AI into Furby technology. And when it was done implementing the AI technology, the Furby was on about world domination and breaking into people's houses. That is scary stuff.
And how far we've come. So when I was at school, primary school, I remember there was this book, Iron Man, it was called, and it was a pure rectangle head. He had red eyes, and it was a rectangle. It was proper robot, rectangle body, rectangle arms.
Yeah.
All metal, like silver looking. And I always remember that, like, people laugh at UFOs. It's like childish.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't exist, and this and that. So back then, when I was little, robots was this laughable thing. So when I first heard robots, it was like, eh? It's like racing cars. It's a real thing, but it seems so childish. It's like, oh, racing cars, you know. Which real Formula 1 goes on, it's a real thing, but it sounds so childish.
Yeah.
It's like up there with dinosaurs, this and that. So when I was back at primary, robots, and I remember it was a pure fictional book. I can't remember what it was about, but I think it was something about the robot overtaking. I could be wrong. It's called the Iron Man, I think.
Yeah.
And what I remember, and I remember a teacher at the time saying, like, "Oh, robots aren't real." Robots were so mythical as, like I say, UFOs. And it was so childish because this book was read to us as. Back then, robots was childlike. Then.
Yeah.
We was fascinated with robots, but they don't exist. And it was the thing that robots do not exist.
Yeah.
But I think what I remember in the book, it had some sort of intelligence. That's what made robots robots then. Then when you started hearing about robots happening, it was like, oh, that was laughable because the robots have no intelligence. Now they've got an intelligence. And I go back to that book, that's what's scary. It's actually real. So that's quite scary, that way beyond what that book was about.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that being read to us.
It's the same with the video game Detroit Become Human. It's about these robots, these androids, that have a trigger point where they break through this wall that they have, and then suddenly they become human. Even though they're still machine, they get human emotions. And you make choices in this game to make them either go feral and against humanity, or you help them and become like fully human and feel. And that's scary to us because personally, I do believe that is a possibility, that we're going to create such intelligent machines at some point that they're going to think for themselves.
Yeah. It's come fast, it's come quick, and it is that because it's called artificial intelligence for a reason. So what's the first step? Create artificial intelligence that has faults, can't quite think for itself, but has to steal.
Yeah.
But then one day, is it going to, as in art terms, paint with inspiration?
Yeah.
Of course it is. In 20 years, it's looking like it.
Exactly.
And that's where they're going to be more perfect than us. But in that thing, before robots, isn't that what we've always said? I'm just human, I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Next step is, what's scary is that where people are going to buy artworks by robots because we don't make mistakes.
Exactly.
You know, you're the vinyl before the perfect digital stream, this and that. Back in them days, vinyls, they've got the false flaws. Are we going to become some sort of nostalgic thing? Are robots going to end up collecting our work?
That's very possible.
And artificial intelligence, is it going to be so artificial that they're going to be able to reminisce of memories they've never had?
Probably will.
It can go anywhere. But yet, nostalgic is human.
Definitely. And that's all the time we have for this episode. Please look us up on Instagram under Art by Darkling and Jupiter Darkling, as well as on Ko-fi, where you can buy our prints or support us, Art by Darkling and Mrs. Darkling. And we hope to have you with us in the next episode. Thank you.